We can't talk about fitness and not talk about how it's also turning out to be a massive business. Right here on Startup Central, we get you a special with Cure.fit. Fitness is a serious business now, whether you're in Silicon Valley or whether you're in India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Fit India initiative recently, but times certainly have changed. Remember how we used to talk about IT geeks having big classes, not being serious about exercises, being bad on the sports field? Well, that's so not the case anymore. But we're going to be talking about fitness today, as well as for all of you who claim you have no time to exercise simply because you're so busy at your work, and then you have kids to pick up from school and this, that, and the other. Those are just excuses. How much time do you need to exercise? How many times should you be going to the gym? What fat diet should you be following, if one at all? How many hours should you be sleeping? We decided to ask this and a lot more to Rishabh Telang, who's joining us from Bengaluru from the Cult Gym. He's, of course, a well-known fitness expert now with Cure.fit. Hi, Rishabh. Welcome to Startup Central. Thanks so much for joining us here and taking the time out. We're, of course, going to be talking about fitness today. When someone tells you, Rishabh, I don't have time to exercise, you know, I've got this big job, I've got this project, and I've got kids, I've got this, I've got that, what do you tell them?
Yeah, so the question is that if somebody doesn't have time for workout, busy with work, busy with kids, and busy with everything else, what to do? So in terms of physical movement, the first thing that I would say is the easiest thing that you can do is walk. You can do it anytime, you can do it anywhere. Make sure when you're at work, for every 3 minutes, you get up for 30 seconds, walk around very slowly. There's no need to hurry in that. Just walk around slowly, come back, sit down, get back to your work. Just make sure that you're getting up every 3 minutes, or you're getting up every 10 minutes, but you're walking a little more amount of time. But throughout the day, it'll be best if you can be active. It's always good to track how many steps you're walking. So if you're walking anywhere between 10 to 15,000 steps, that will be a great thing to do. That's one thing. Second thing that you can do is, other than walking, it's important to do some kind of physical movement. It doesn't necessarily be going to a gym. If you can, very good for you. 3 to 4 sessions a week, 3 to 4 hours a week of workout, that will be good enough. But if you can't do that, if you're really, really busy and stressed out with work, what you can do is, you can download the Cure.fit app, and there are well-programmed sessions which you can do at home or in your hotel room or anywhere. You just have to download those sessions. It's about mobility, it's about stretching, it's about strengthening, body weight training, everything. You typically have no excuses because you can do it anywhere, and those are of different durations also. You can do it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 20 minutes, and so on.
Rishabh, I want to ask you that does fitness begin in the mind? Because, you know, if you're not fit mentally, how can you expect the rest of your body to be fit?
That's a very, very good point. So, you know, when it comes to physical fitness, it's not just about physical movement. It is also about what kind of stress you are putting your body through. And stress to your body is not just, you know, your work-related stress or your personal life-related stress. For example, sleeplessness is a stress to the body. If you're not eating food on time, is a stress to the body. If you're not eating good food, that's stress to the body. So it's very, very important that you fix those things first, sleep being the first priority, at least for me. So you need to ensure that you sleep for 7 to 9 hours every day. And the thing about the body is that it loves routine. So you make sure that you sleep at the same time and you wake up at the same time every day. In terms of, I spoke about food. So it'll be best if you can have your dinner before 8 p.m. and don't make it too late, because then it takes a lot of time for your body to start digesting food, and overnight when you're sleeping, your body is just busy digesting your food. So that's another level of stress. To combat these kind of things, obviously you fall into a routine, but what you can also do is start meditating. Meditation is a really, really great tool. Again, you can do it on the Cure.fit app. There are guided meditation sessions. All you need to do is spend 10 minutes every day. You can do it first thing in the morning. You can do it before you go off to sleep. But what I can tell you with my experience is that it's just going to do wonders for you. It's going to make your days much more longer. It's going to make you much more productive. And it is also going to help you in your physical fitness.
Rishabh, tell me something. What is the minimum amount that someone should be exercising? You know, we've also got you here today for all the corporate rats, all you corporate rats who claim that you have no time. What is the minimum amount that someone should be spending on their body, mind and the rest of the body?
I mean, typically anywhere between 3 to 4 hours of exercise in a week should be good enough. But like I said, if you find it hard to do that, it's better to move than not move at all. So walk is a great thing. Second thing is that you should do some kind of body weight movements which our bodies have been designed for, like getting up from a chair, walking around, running around and stuff like that. It could also be when you go back home, you play with your pets or you play with your kids, anything like that. It's just about movement. So 3 to 4 hours a week, but if you find it hard, just make sure every day, anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes, if you can spend on yourself, that will be a great thing to do.
I'm technically a millennial, but today one of the buzzwords, especially among the millennials, is intermittent fasting. We used to call it skipping breakfast when we were younger. What do you make of intermittent fasting? Does it work? Does Rishabh Telang actually follow intermittent fasting?
Yeah, so I'm in terms of nutrition, what I would say is you don't really have to go militant on yourself. You need to ensure that you eat when you're hungry. Do not overeat. You know your body the best, so you know when you're overeating. Make sure that you're eating in balance, all your macronutrients and your micronutrients, which is your protein, carbs and fats, and all the micronutrients, which is your vitamins and minerals. You're getting everything in the right quantity, and you don't really have to start measuring things and tracking time of what time are you eating your breakfast, what time are you eating your lunch, because you already have so many things to think about at your work and in your life, and then you add one more thing. That won't really be the best thing to do. So what you do is you eat when you're hungry and you eat just the right amount of food. I totally believe in balance. So you need to ensure that you eat the food that your ancestors have been eating for a long time. There is no food which is bad. It's the way you cook it. So make sure that you cook that in a healthy environment. Eat whatever you've grown up eating, whatever you've been eating at home. It can be rice, chapati, all veggies.
What about grown up eating aloo ka paranthas? Then what?
Really, why not? I love aloo ka paranthas, and you should definitely treat yourself with the food that you like, and make sure that you don't overdo it. If you're eating food which you like in limits, and you're also doing physical movement that your body deserves, I think you're good to go.
How many times do you cheat in a week? Do you cheat? Do you have cheat meals, or is that an alien concept for you?
Like I said, that I totally believe in balance. So yeah, I do eat aloo ka paratha. I love aloo ka paratha. For me, cheat meal is going slightly higher on carbs. I'm also very, very conscious about my physical fitness. That is what I do for my living. So yeah, I do maybe over the weekends or something like that. I do eat stuff that I like, and I love eating food. I love eating Indian food. So I don't deprive myself of anything. And that being said, I don't have a routine for cheat meals. Whenever I feel like eating something that I love to eat, I do go for it.
You eat chocolates?
Yeah, I do eat chocolates. I eat chocolates. I eat dark chocolates once in a while. It's just not good to deprive yourself of anything.
So ladies and gentlemen, that's Rishabh Telang for you. He's wearing his t-shirt, but of course he's very fit. He has a six-pack and he does cheat. He does eat aloo ka paratha. He does eat dark chocolates as well. He was of course very clear to caveat that. Now Rishabh, I want to get back, and I had asked you this, would you show our viewers a few movements that they can do in office? And this is for all of you corporate rats who claim that you have no time. Do you have any ideas that they can do, just quick exercises? I know that you've got some on the Cure.fit app, but this is a treat we promise our viewers.
I'm going to keep it very, very simple. There are things that our bodies have been designed to do, which is getting up from a seated position or pressing up from the ground. So just going to keep the movements related to that. The first movement is going to be the air squat. That's the most basic thing that our bodies have been designed to do, and we do it day in and day out. Whenever we get up from our office chair, that's a squat. But our lifestyles have evolved in a way that we lose our form and we start doing it in the wrong way because we have some kind of imbalances. So if you keep doing it regularly, you will be doing it just right. So the first movement is air squat. You just have to sit down and get up. Make sure that your back is neutral, your feet are flat on the ground, and you do it few times a day, it's going to be really good for you. The second one is going to be the push-up, my favorite movement. You get down on the ground in the raised plank, arms underneath your shoulder, you bend your elbow to get your chest close to the ground and all the way back up. And the third one that I'm going to show is a mobility movement. It is pretty much a full body mobility. It starts from the raised plank. You get down again, right leg outside the right hand, drop your right elbow down to the ground as much as you can and all the way up. You just repeat that few times. So these are some of my go-to movements. I include that very often in my workout. Obviously my workout's very intense and very heavy because, like I said, that's what I do for a living. But if you don't have time to exercise, these are some movements that you can incorporate in your daily life.
Rishabh, how many hours do you work out in a day?
I don't really have a fixed hourly routine. My workout is generally high volume, which means it is slightly longer. But for me, it is not about working out 90 minutes or 120 minutes. It's nothing of that sort. It depends upon how I have slept the previous night, how I feel the day when I go for a workout. I do weightlifting. I do a lot of weightlifting. So when you go heavy on weights, it's very important that you're in the right frame of mind. You've slept well, you've eaten well, you're well hydrated. So yeah, it depends on how I'm feeling, but it generally ranges from anywhere between 60 to 75 minutes a day. And I also ensure, since my workouts are generally longer, it's a lot of stress to the body again. So I definitely ensure that I spend enough time recovering. So I do meditate for at least 20 minutes a day, 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. That is a must-have for me. Beyond that, I do ensure that I take 2 to 3 days of rest from my workout, from my intense workout, and do something very low intensity on those days. For example, this morning, my workout was very, very low intensity. I did my movement for about 30 to 45 minutes, but the movement was at the intensity at which I could just move for 30 to 45 minutes. So which means that very low intensity, it just works really well for your body. It helps you recover from all the workout and from all the stress that you have been putting your body through. So doing low intensity workouts once in a while is definitely good as well.
So what's a good combination in a week? Like, if somebody wants to exercise 3 to 4 times a week, how much should it be cardio? How much should be strength training? How much of yoga? Like, what's a good combination according to you?
So a good workout will touch upon all the parameters of fitness, which will include your strength, your cardio, your flexibility, your mobility, and your balance. So you need to ensure that you do at least a couple of sessions of weight training. So if you have a cult center close to your house, then or to your workplace, it's going to be HRX or strength and conditioning, where we do a lot of weight training coupled with body weight training and movements that improve cardiovascular endurance. You should definitely do 1 or 2 sessions which work on your improving your cardiovascular endurance. So again, giving a parallel from cult, it's going to be boxing and dance fitness, and then yoga happens to be very, very important. So at least one to 2 sessions of yoga in a week will be definitely very helpful. And since I spoke about recovery, yoga definitely helps you recover, and at the same time it also helps you strengthen your muscles and joints for a better workout when you lift weights or you do anything which requires balance.
Okay. Before I wrap up, I want to also ask you, I asked you about intermittent fasting. The other word that we hear a lot about these days is keto, which is of course high fat, no carbs. Is that a good idea?
I don't have much of an opinion about it, and I totally believe in balance. So for me, depriving yourself of any of the macronutrients is not a good thing. But any of these things, it might have worked for a lot of people. So I'm obviously not going to say anything against anything. But for me, I would say that you should eat food in balance, where all your macros and micros are being consumed, and you are also spending enough time on your workout so that you utilize all of that energy.
Rishabh, this time I'm going to ask for my viewers. I believe you've not always been involved with the fitness industry. How did this happen?
Okay, so I used to be an athlete back in my school days, which was long time back, and then I studied. I did my MBA, got a job, worked in sales and marketing, worked in technology companies, and then being an ex-athlete, being the lover of sport, I obviously wanted to get back to sports. I realized that this is what I love to do, and I would definitely want to get deeper, into strength and conditioning and other forms of fitness, which can really help other people who are not getting good options for their fitness, help them out in terms of getting physically and mentally fit. So that was the inspiration. I worked out in different countries, had a lot of inspiration from different coaches that I met during those workouts, and I did some fitness certifications, and that is when I knew that this is what I want to do full time, because that's what makes me happy. You can say that fitness was my calling, and I'm very happy doing what I'm doing.
So tell me something. You claim you're old. You said you finished school a long time back, but tell me something. Do you party? Do you drink? Do you go out clubbing, etc., or is that something you have to sacrifice to be really fit?
Yeah, you don't really need to sacrifice on things. The logic is same. Do not overdo when you're doing anything of it. For me, not drinking or not having enough late nights is a personal choice. I like to wake up early and get my workout to my full potential, because you can say that maybe lifting weights is a party for me. I love doing weightlifting and my workouts to my full potential, and I believe that late nights will definitely hamper that.
So you never party?
Like I said, weightlifting is a party for me, so I do party pretty regularly, 4 times a week for sure.
Okay, with that, Rishabh, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out and giving us all of this advice to the viewers of Startup Central and ET Now. Thanks a lot.